in the globe model of Earth, the sun is depicted as going around the celestial equator, around passing the constellations, and arriving back at the same place within 365 days of the year. But there is a difference between what we're saying is happening and what appears to be happening. And when we're considering a flat and stationary Earth, then anything that appears to be happening is really what's happening. It's only when we're dealing with the globe model that we have to make extra calculations and stop trusting our eyes and trusting our senses and basically just make shit up, sort of. But when we're actually looking at what appears to really be going on, the sun actually appears to revolve in a cone-shape pattern throughout the course of 365 days, with the lowest, more, when it's kind of down here near the celestial equator from our view, that's like winter, when it's lowest. And then when it rises up to spring, and then it goes to summer. And then you might be thinking, well, where's fall? So fall is when the sun comes from summer at the top here and then goes back down to spring. So spring is actually the same temperature as autumn and fall, or fall. So it's actually less hot than the summer in both August and spring. So it falls in this general area, and then it goes back to winter. So this design, this sort of cone-shaped design, is awfully similar to the pyramid, isn't it? And so my theory then is that that's how they get that design. But I also, I guess more importantly, you could say, because a tree is something made by God and a pyramid is something made by man, it seems to be controlling the shape of trees, that it sort of pumps out this triangular cone shape of these trees by sort of almost like you would whip some cream in a bowl into this form. It's kind of like that, even though it's a much slower process, where this little tree with this little cone shape is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more cone-like over time. Now, this design then becomes the pyramid of Egyptian and Mayan culture, especially because those are the most pyramidal pyramids. The ziggurat, it's hard to really say if that's a pyramid, but and then Quetzalcoatl, interestingly enough, the serpent god who the Mayans built these pyramids for, is often depicted in that perfect kind of sun coil pattern, but as a coiled serpent. Finally, I just wanted to bring up Apollo, the Greek sun god, who is associated with cypress trees, and I found that cypress trees are extremely cone-shaped, and then they exhibit what is a perfect cone shape when they're young.